Hey, film lovers, happy Sunday. I hope everyone is enjoying their weekend with some good viewing. I don't know if anyone else was able to. Unfortunately, I do not have BritBox, was not able to catch the BAFTA awards today, but in honor of those awards, I wrap today with my final day of BAFTA week and day 74 of the 95 days of award season posts. Today, I am talking about Jim Archer's Brian and Charles. Nominated for Outstanding British Film of the Year, Brian and Charles is a documentary-style shot movie about Brian, a simple inventor who lives in a small village in Wales, and his robot, Charles. Now, I chose this movie to end BAFTA week because this was a feel-good, enjoyable movie. As I was, and I always get the good feels when watching award shows, so since I couldn't watch the BAFTAs, I went for the good feel movie, which I rewatched today. Now, Brian fills his days making unique and, more often than not, non-working inventions, until one day he finds a mannequin head and decides to build a robot. Because that's what we do. Despite his best efforts, he is unable, though, to get it working until one night during a large thunderstorm that does, in fact, bring Charles to life. These two quickly forge a friendship, and Brian's simple life fascinates Charles, and all he wants to do is learn. Like any newborn child, Charles wants to explore and see things. Can I go with you, Brian? No. Many of the attempts do get foiled. Brian doesn't want someone to steal Charles, or worse, or see him. They may not understand. He doesn't tell anybody about Charles. But then one day, wouldn't you know it, Hazel, a young woman from the village whose mother Brian sometimes works for, discovers Charles and is sworn to secrecy. Can't even talk. Talking like the little child. Now, the thing is, Brian is in love with Hazel. He's had a crush on her, so now to have this secret with her gets him all excited. And so Brian and Hazel and Charlie begin to coexist as a happy little, almost family. Now, however, as in a predictable plot point as we can get, Charles obviously, yes, does begin to get noticed by others in the village, including the town bully, who I need to point out the town bully is an adult, with two very spoiled teenage daughters. As a result of this and others discovering Charles, we will see the ramifications of what happens when his existence becomes known. I will end with the synopsis there for, to avoid any spoilers. Now, here's the unique thing about this film. We've seen this film before, although usually it's a children's film with children in these protagonist stories. We see the lonely, simple child who makes an imaginary friend or makes a friend and tries to go on with their life, but they're tortured and bullied, but they find a way to overcome. And we do get this, though, with adults. The fact that David Earl and Chris Hayward have written the script and taken those traditional children's coming-of-age tales stories and replaced the leads with adults, it's a very fun twist on what would be a traditional, predictable story. Although Brian is a grown man, he does have coming-of-age moments in how he experiences his romance with Hazel and his rapport with those who have viewed him as odd or simple. Earl and Hayward, who also play Brian and Charles respectively, have created a simple yet layered story that is good for both children and adults alike. And this is true for the film. This film is only rated PG, so parents, watch this one with the kids. It is adorable and full of good moral lessons. I feel this is why the film was a contender for the Outstanding British Film of the Year. It tells a good story with a simple moral that is available to everybody. And with that, excuse me, Earl and Hayward have very good chemistry, and the supporting cast all seems to be having fun in portraying the other citizens of the village. Additionally, the documentary style is a fresh take on this style of storytelling, making it all the more enjoyable. Now I give this film a 4 out of 5 stars. These are fun, heartwarming stories that are important to tell, especially in times as fraught and tense as we're in. This is a nice little bit of, joy. Now, if you haven't seen Brian and Charles yet and would like to, as of this post, it is still streaming on Amazon Prime. I hope everyone enjoyed BAFTA week. The next few films in the series, as we continue on the 95 days, are films that, while they didn't receive Oscar nods, they were nominated for several other major award categories throughout the season. Also, please make sure, if you haven't seen, join in the conversation and follow the polls that I've been posting on the page every day. Every day I'm posting one of the Oscar categories and saying who will win, who should win, and who could win, who could pull that upset. We're just 3 weeks away from the big day, so join in and have some fun with us. See everyone tomorrow as we continue on the journey. Until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying, take a break and watch something new.